Good evening. We are live from one of the world's most beautiful... Sugar Ray Leonard, one of the...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of...
And of course, we fight outside today, John. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet, here it is, and here we go. That punch scores. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That counter punch caught him clean. Misses with the straight left. He threw a punch and just got countered. Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
You want to corner an outside fighter, make them fight off the rope because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blanket on them.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Just missed with that jab. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. The jab not finding its target. Which fighter will say no mas? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray. And there's the bell for round 2. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Catch and shoot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. How about that time counter shot? This fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with one punch.
You are fighting the swarmer. Be smart, be sharp, concentrate, but you've got to be confident. Do not dance his dance, because that swarmer, once you do that, you're giving the man a chance that shouldn't have one.
The straight right just misses. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
A perfect counter lands. Nice slip to avoid the jab. Joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. Nice counter. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last one.
Starting to make a statement.
On to the third. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
There's a counter shot. Well done with that counter shot. step back for just a moment. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Only catching air with that hook. Punch, counter punch. And he scores with the counter. Beautiful counter punch. Beautiful counter shot. Perfect counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Good counter punching. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Swing and a miss with that hook. Good counter punch. Nice counter shot. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. They exchanged punches. Nice counter. This is a high-octane battle. Nice counter shot. Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard next. Time for the 5th round. Got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter shot lands. Don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Nice counter punch. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Counter punches have to hurt. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, so I've got to respect both of them more than happy. Can't find a home with that jab.
jab won't score. Well done with that counter shot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter shot. Failing to score with that right hook. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last. Let's start the 6. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. They've got to relax.
That's another scoring shot. That hook doesn't score. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
They exchange punches. Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tell. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't win.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
As long as they don't get
Here comes round 7. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well done with that counter shot. Perfect counter shot. Beautiful counter punch. The stamina is off the charts. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a...
And down goes Pacquiao. Look at that shot to the head, and there's no way they were going to stand up to that one.
A shot from the gods took him out.
1, 2, 3, 4. You still want to fight?
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
He's up, but how long? Look at us. On the heels. Look at it. There's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. We just take one more clear shot.
Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been... I don't think we can truly appreciate what we saw unless we see it in slow motion.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue.
Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. The corner hasn't thrown in the towel yet, so I guess he's... Round 8, and we're off again. Is this the beginning of the end after 2 knockdowns last round?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Knock down twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. A perfect counter shot. And it's a one-hitter quitter. What a knockout shot. Let's take another look.
That's lights out right there.
1, 2, 3, 4. Give me your look.
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your eagles hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
Halfway through the round, and I think we all know who's winning here.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Hold it right there. And that is that. It is a knockout. What a win. We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
I need to see that again.
You all right?
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
Well, there's no argument right there.